But the nature of this title race is it is going to be those fine margins.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the Liverpool players would have been watching that today, as the City players would have been watching Liverpool last evening. They had the chance to respond, and they've done that in style. And the impressive thing also is that after such a huge disappointment, because these guys and the manager and that squad have been working towards that, because that is a huge trophy that is missing from that trophy cabinet at Manchester City. That's also the one that Pep wants to have. So they've been working to that as well as the Premier League. So when you lose that and you have that disappointment, what you need and what you want is you want desperately a game to follow it quickly, because you need to get it out of your system. You've got to get back out on the pitch again, and you've got to get out and win, and you've got to do it in style, and that's exactly what they did today.
Well, Rodri spoke about that there, didn't he? He said, you work for 18 months and then it all goes like that. So, from your experience of dealing with disappointments, crushing disappointments, does that impress you how they've bounced back?
Yes, obviously, because it was a crushing disappointment. I'm trying to think. I haven't had too many. I can't remember any crushing disappointments.
I remember you moaning at me when you couldn't get in the England team. Disappointment? He never had too many disappointments. What's he on about?
You're coming deep out. You know the thing with that is that when you watched them on Wednesday, you couldn't help but feel sorry for that City side, because we know what it means to the whole of Manchester City to try and win that trophy. So for them to lose in the manner they've lost, and they've done it before, it is very disappointing for them. But for them to come back at a game against Newcastle, and get themselves going to the point where they've crushed them, is testament to them, testament to their mentality.
One concern going forward will be Ruben Dias went off injured at half-time today with a muscular problem. John Stones has a problem. Kyle Walker has an ankle problem. Pep Guardiola has confirmed that the three of them will take no further part in the season, so they'll miss the last 3 games. So there's going to be some shuffling there.
Well, they'll have to be, but I think they've got a £40 million centre-half on the bench as well, haven't they, in Ake? They'll be all right.
All right. Well, that much sympathy then for that. Let's move on to another question. Look, João Cancelo has been one of the players of the season, not just for Manchester City, but in the Premier League, one of the players of the season. He was instrumental today.
Yeah.
But did Newcastle play into his hands a little
Newcastle definitely played into his hands. Quite a bit, actually, because when you've got players with great ability, you can't afford to make any errors. You can't afford to let them go. And when Saint-Maximin's playing on that left-hand side, as he did today, and not given a free roll, you cannot allow that. He has a look at him. He knows he's there. They had a warning, and he does nothing about it. He doesn't bother to get back in. You have to do that. You've got to get in. That should have been in the back of the net. That was the warning. A few minutes later, exactly the same thing again. And he goes to sleep, and he lets him get inside of him, and he can't. I don't know what he's pointing at, but it's his man. It's a wonderful ball, fantastic header, and then Sterling gets on the end of it. But if you go to sleep when you're playing against good players, you get punished, and that's exactly what happened there. Same thing again. He gets in behind. I mean, he's having a wonderful season, whether he's playing at right back, whether he's playing at left back. He's a fantastic talent, and he caused Newcastle problems most of that first half anyway. He was the furthest man forward at one stage there. Again, getting in behind, a little bit of skill, phenomenal ball across, and that again should end up in the back of the net. Look, he starts the move here. He goes, gets the ball, he pings it out wide to that right-hand side. Look at the way he's driving forward and following that pass, making himself available and having a pop at goal. He's had a wonderful season. He really has. He's been magnificent.
Would you have gone for a slightly less attacking option for Newcastle to try and
Well, I think Pep would have looked. I mean, we know that Cancelo likes to do that. He wants to get involved and he wants to get on the ball wherever that may be. But I think with Pep, he would have looked at that and identified that as a problem, because he would have known that Saint-Maximin would have been a bit reluctant to do that tracking back, and that's exactly how it turned out.